G'day guys and welcome back to GN_gaming for another Dokkan battle video. So for today's video here, I wanted to talk about what I hope to get out of this Extreme TEQ Broly that has just been announced during the live stream today. Absolutely huge opportunity for Dokkan here to really buff extreme class categories. So what we're going to do is go through a couple of the Brolys, look at the teams that this Broly will likely be on, and from there I'll just talk about what each of these teams need, and hopefully he does provide this, because I'll start by saying pretty much that we need slot 1 units in terms of extreme, so I'm hopeful that Broly can provide that. As I was saying, we do have a couple of outlines as to what we can probably expect from Broly. Now this will be a transforming Broly that starts in base, as you just saw, so his link set will probably look very similar to this minus Super Saiyan. Maybe it could literally just be this. It's swapping Super Saiyan for legendary power, to be honest. So yeah, the fact that we do have Brolys that he is going to be able to link with does certainly work. So I would assume that this guy is probably going to get an easy A. The same goes for the TEQ Broly. He is Super Saiyan in base, so they will be able to link together, which is really, really good. And then when they're both transformed, I would assume this will be the link set for the transformed Broly here. I know it'd be nice to have him get the big bad bosses, but I can't see it happening. As for AGL Broly, he is Super Saiyan Broly as well in base, so that could make team building with this guy a little bit more difficult if you want to run them both, because they do, like, you're going to need to get the transformation off here, but fortunately, here it is here. At least it is just a 4th turn transformation, so we probably can make that work. But anyway, as I was saying, we've got a bunch of teams here. And so, movie bosses, definitely you'll be on Pure Saiyans, Full Power, Target Goku, Exploding Rage, Inhuman Deeds, Planetary Destruction, Legendary Existence, and Power Beyond Super Saiyan. So, I would say tick, 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 tick. This new Broly will be on all of those teams. If we look at the TEQ Broly, very similar, except it's Revenge. I can't imagine he'll be on Revenge. He will be on Transformation Boost. He won't be on Resurrected Warriors. Otherwise, all is the same here. So nothing crazy there. And then in terms of the Anniversary Broly, it doesn't seem like they're giving Z Broly Miraculous Awakening. It's crazy that he wouldn't be on Gifted Warriors, because he's literally the most gifted of warriors. So potentially maybe could get thrown on that, but still that's just an Int Piccolo Junior type of team build. So what we'll do now is we've looked at probably the links and the categories he'll be on. I just wanted to showcase a few of these teams. So we can see here we've got movie bosses. The newest lead that we do have is for Rudigon. So if we have a look at him here, his movie bosses, Resurrected Warriors 170, and then an extra 30% to Legendary Existence and Transformation Boost. So Broly would be getting the full 200% here, and that's definitely really valuable. Hirudegon is a dodging unit here, so you can see he does have the 70% chance to dodge, but he's also a defensive stacker, so ideally he's probably the type of unit that you would want to use in slot 2 there. Which furthermore goes on to my point of us needing slot 1s for this team. The Broly trio, they can act as a slot 1, but really that's relying on orbs. I'm much more finding that I enjoy using them as a floating support or as a slot 2 support, where we're able to manipulate the orbs to then get their 7 key to then also have the dodge. So their primary role on the team isn't to sit in slot 1 for me anymore, unless it's like we're forced into it, which we certainly are. If we continue looking here, we do have Cellmax, so he's definitely a viable slot 1 option. AGL Broly is a slot 2. If they keep with the essence of the current TEQ Broly, he will also be a slot 2 unit. We got the STR Tours, who is a slot 2-3 unit as well. So I'm sure you can see quickly by going through movie bosses, all of our really top tier options, other than like Cellmax, are currently slot 2 or 3 units. This guy, I think, would work best as a floater, to be honest. So it does make it pretty difficult at the moment to build a movie bosses team. I'd love to see Janemba EZA during this celebration. I know it is a Broly themed celebration, but as a movie bosses, like 120 guard, it gives the 2 key and then additional 30% with 4 or more key spheres obtained. I feel like his EZA would be really, really impactful there with some extra numbers there. Damage reduction and guard. I feel like he could activate as a slot 1 for us. We did have this Int Broly up here. He's as well a defensive stacker, so even if it happened that the TEQ Broly was only good in slot 1 for a couple of rotations, whoops, I didn't mean to click that, but it would give this guy a chance to stack up, and remember he does get the 18% chance of damage reduction when he is going up against pure hybrids, and that's on top of the 18% that we get up here. So he gets 36% damage reduction there. But looking at the rest of the TURs here, like you're good, but your super boss is locked. And then, yeah, the rest of this is all pretty bad. You'd still be a very impactful EZA as a movie bosses EZA. So pretty much what I'm trying to say from that is movie bosses needs a slot 1 unit. So then we go to Exploding Rage, another character that he will be buffing, and we scroll through here. Like, I still do like you, but your defense just isn't high enough even with the damage reduction. You are no longer a slot 1 after your first rotation, which is tough. As we said, you're slot 2. So in terms of LRs, Beast is our only slot 1 option here. So if we were able to get this Broly as a slot 1 unit, Beast on one rotation, Broly on the other, like that is quite literally perfect. Yeah, Exploding Rage definitely does need a lot of help here, but again, we've still got the Int Broly. We did have the TEQ Broly, the AGL Broly. Yeah, I guess you could potentially run around with your orb changing and damage reduction support, but yeah, other than that, we're really grinding the bottom of the barrel here. So that's where it's particularly important, or when we're rocking smaller niche categories, that we have slot 1 units available to us. So even if we did get, say, if this Broly led Exploding Rage, for example, you could run rotations of him and Beast on one rotation, and then him and the AGL Broly on the other. Bang, you float TEQ Broly. Maybe you float Int Broly as well. Like there's a full team. If you add in maybe one more unit, I didn't count them out, but there, Planetary Destruction definitely needs a lot of help. We do have the AGL Freezer as our leader. Who knows if he got an EZA, maybe it could be better off running both into Broly's there, because then, if as I get him up again, but you could combine like a movie boss's Planetary Destruction team to fill out. That's a pretty good leader skill there. And looking at this, we do not have one single slot 1 option here. Yeah, you're really good, but not in slot 1. Your slot 1, as like assuming that your HP is high, but guess what? We can't even use him in most difficult content, so that ruins that idea. You can utilize Harudigan, but that is dodge or death a lot of the time, because he's not going to be able to stack up quick enough. And then the rest of this is your support's really, really valuable. But we have quite literally 0 slot 1 options on this team. We look at Power Beyond Super Saiyan, so we got the Blues and the TEQ Gods as our leader here. We're still featuring again a lot of the Broly's in this one. At least they've got their dodge in slot 1, but they've definitely dropped off quite a lot here. We've got a lot of slot 2, good slot 2 options, like you look at Evolution Blue Vegeta, Physical Gogeta, and then you've got the Blue Goku and Vegeta as well. They're crazy, crazy good. You can utilize the AGL Super Saiyan 3 in slot 1, certainly. but you probably do want to have more margin boost Grellos with him so he can build up a little bit quicker. You've got the dodge, so I guess dodge or die. And then, yeah, like it's really just the same with a lot of these categories that Broly is on, like your dodger, but definitely prefer to get your super attacks off first. Same with you. And then, like, yeah, you're not going to be running him with an extreme style of team build. So, hopefully, what I've been able to show from you, like, just by going through all of these 4 categories in particular, is that we're definitely going to need this Broly to be a slot 1 unit in terms of turn 1. Obviously, we don't know what his transformation conditions are or any of that, but this Broly, he's only got the 1 turn really that you want to utilize him in slot 1. So yeah, I think this, when we go into base Broly, we're going to need some form of either A, high dodge, or B, damage reduction. Now, either wouldn't really phase me, because base Broly doesn't really do anything, so I'm not really sure that they have an essence to line up the card with, sort of like UI dodging, etc. So I feel like they could go either way there, but if he is not a slot 1 unit, that is really going to hurt the team, because as I said, I can't imagine this guy being slot 1, given that his stats are on super, so they usually do stick with his easy A to like the baseline card there. So I assume this guy is going to be a slot 2 or 3, and then this Imp Broly could become a slot 1 unit, but as a defensive stacker, he's probably going to need a couple of turns to get there. So that's just me. I think it's pretty clear that we do need a slot 1 to this for this Broly, but let me know down below what you hope to get out of this TEQ Broly. Hopefully I haven't yapped on too much for this one, but let me know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to keep up with the content, and hopefully I'll catch you all on the next video.